7 Psychological Hacks to Get Rich Quick. 7 psychological tricks that will make you rich. What many people don't realize is that becoming rich is not as simple as one might imagine. Sure, some people will inherit millions of dollars or accumulate wealth by winning the lottery, but a 2017 survey found that 88% of millionaires are self-made. Only 12% inherited their wealth, which means that the majority of people who become rich work hard for it. But more than hard work, their success is driven by secret psychological tricks that they employ both to earn and to save more money. And in today's video, I will share with you the 7 psychological tricks that will make you rich. If you like the video and want to help us continue creating interesting content, we kindly ask you to consider the idea of subscribing to our channel and making a donation to support us. Your support is precious to us and will allow us to continue growing and improving our channel. You can do it here below, through the appropriate buttons, subscribe, and thanks. Trick number 1. Make small decisions. The rich know that small choices, when added up over time, can have a significant financial impact. The simple act of saving money, regardless of the amount, can make you feel more motivated and in control in ways you might not expect. For example, saving just $5 a day with a 10% compound interest would allow you to save $1,885 in just 1 year, which may not seem like much. But if you did it for 40 years, you would end up with $948,611, a significant amount of cash to have on hand. In addition to being able to accumulate a large financial nest egg by adding together these small but positive daily choices, this commitment to saving gives the rich a sense of control that many people lack in their financial lives. You see, there are many aspects of life that are beyond your control. For example, you have little control over the economy or the job market, and for this reason, it can be easy to become discouraged when things don't go your way. To avoid feeling defeated, give yourself the opportunity to make a choice about something you have control over. Choosing to save is a small way to have your say in your financial life. Ask Charles Duhigg, author of The Power of Habit. In his latest book, Smarter, Faster, Better, Duhigg writes, "Motivation is triggered by making decisions that demonstrate to ourselves that we are in control. The specific choice we make matters less than the assertion of control." In other words, it's not really about the $5 you save or the $25 extra you decide to put towards your debt. It's the fact that you're making that decision in the first place that makes this psychological trick incredibly powerful. Trick number 2. Don't trust yourself. What the rich know and the poor don't is that no one is perfect. Put another way, the rich tend to be more self-aware than their less affluent counterparts, and that's why they employ tactics that will reduce their tendency to self-sabotage. One of the ways they do this is through the use of automatic deductions. You see, for the rich, income generation is often not a problem, but what prevents people from turning this significant income into a significant net worth is their ability to save. When faced with the opportunity to spend, it can be difficult for even the most responsible to resist the urge to pull out their wallets, and that's why they like to make this savings process automatic. If you're not familiar with automatic deductions, they work as follows. Every time you're paid, a portion of your pay is withheld from going into your main bank account. Usually, people set up a savings account to which these funds are directed. Many wealthy individuals take this practice one step further by restricting their access to this savings account to ensure that the money intended for this reserve cannot be spent, no matter what happens, ensuring that their savings fund increases over time. Trick number 3. Imagine your future rich self. What do great athletes, famous actors, and successful entrepreneurs have in common? In addition to being rich, the one thing that unites them is their use of visualization. Almost everyone who has been successful will tell you that you have to imagine yourself achieving your goals before you can realize them in real life, but unfortunately, some people can't see beyond their daily status. For example, spending $5 on a Starbucks coffee doesn't seem like much, and every day millions of people give away the change to fuel their caffeine addiction. However, for those who aim to become rich, those $5 can have a deeper meaning. A wealthy individual faced with the decision to spend $5 on a premium coffee would likely consider the future cost of making this purchase. You see, those $5 today will grow to $100 at retirement. If you thought about it that way, you might change your mind, right? What the rich do and the poor don't is continually ask themselves what the future cost of their spending decisions is and whether they align with the realization of their future rich lifestyle. And if you think this visualization technique is something new, think again. The classic by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, first published in 1937, outlines a step-by-step approach to pairing visualization with action, and millions of people have successfully used this technique. Hill suggested in the book that the first step is to fix the mind on the exact amount of money you desire and to be clear about when you expect to receive this amount. Jim Carrey famously tried this technique in 1990 when he wrote himself a fake check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and dated it 1995. He gave himself 5 years to become one of Hollywood's most successful actors, and he was able to cash that check he had written himself a lustrum before. In addition to visualizing the amount you want to earn, Hill also advised determining exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. After making these statements, Hill suggested closing your eyes and imagining living that rich lifestyle every single day until it becomes a reality. It is said that this technique programs our unconscious mind to find solutions to our financial problems and allows us to see better resources, people, and events that will help us achieve our goal. Trick number 4. Sleep on it for big expenses. While sleep can reduce stress, improve memory, and elevate mood, what most people don't realize is that it can also help you make wise financial decisions. In fact, sleep can be an important tool in your toolbox when it comes to saving money. First, without adequate sleep, your decision-making abilities decrease, and the likelihood of riskier monetary behaviors increases. So, that car you wouldn't normally consider buying might end up in your driveway. Second, sleep gives you time to contemplate big expenses. Taking the evening to sleep on it for big expenses allows your unconscious mind to process the information related to the purchase and analyze it while you're dreaming. Trick number 5. Spend only cash. The next psychological trick that wealthy individuals use to enrich themselves is to spend only cash. I'm sure you've been out before and seen someone pay for an expensive item or a luxury dinner with a wad of bills, and while your first impression may have been that that individual was just trying to show off, there may have been a calculated reason for this behavior. You see, whether you're buying groceries or a new phone, spending cash makes us notice the monetary effect of our actions. This is because while we pay, we're physically handing over money and see the decrease in our wallet, whereas when using a credit or debit card, the potential for spending seems almost infinite. Part of this pain we feel when spending cash is due to what researchers call coupling. When someone buys an item with cash, they immediately know how much that item cost, which can be painful. However, when someone pays with a credit card, there's a period of time between when they purchase the item and when they have to pay for it, which makes the cost seem less important. So, how much more will it cost you to pay with a credit card than with cash? In 2001, MIT published the results of a study that analyzed spending behavior when spending cash versus a credit card. The results highlighted that buyers spent up to 100% more when using their credit card to pay instead of cash. So, if you want to curb your spending and use this psychological trick, cut up your credit cards and start carrying more cash. Trick number 6. Calculate the cost in hours. The penultimate psychological trick that the rich use to increase their wealth is to convert the cost of their purchases into hours of work. For example, if you earn $20 an hour at your job, buying that new $100 shirt is actually 5 hours of your time. Unlike the poor, the rich habitually ask themselves if the item they're getting is worth the time it took to earn the money needed to pay for it, or in this example, if that shirt is really worth 5 hours of work time. When you start to see your purchases in this light, it will dramatically change the way you perceive the value not only of your money but also of your time. The interesting thing is that this way of thinking not only benefits you when you're considering a purchase but can also be used to evaluate the way you spend your free time. In general, the time you spend working at your job or on your business is productive hours, but what about your free time? Have you ever evaluated how much money you're giving up by scrolling aimlessly through Instagram or Facebook news feeds? In 2018, the average social media user spent 136 minutes, or more than 2 hours a day, on social networking sites. Suppose you earn $80,000 a year at your job or about $40 an hour. Is browsing Facebook for 2 hours a night really worth $80 to you? In short, whether you're buying an item or determining how to spend your time, keep in mind that everything has a cost, and what sets the rich apart from the poor is the way they value these precious resources. Trick number 7. Use the stranger test. You walk into a store and see a shirt that you think would look good on you. Now that you know you should evaluate how many hours you're trading for that $50 shirt, you still feel compelled to buy it. Well, before you pull out your wallet and complete the transaction, you should subject yourself to the stranger test. If you've never heard of the stranger test, let me explain it to you. Imagine a stranger in front of you. In one hand, he has the shirt, and in the other, he has $50. What would you rather have? In most cases, the cash is probably more enticing. By adopting this approach regularly, you'll start to see yourself continually choosing the money over the item, which reinforces your position in not making foolish expenses and holding on to that money. Now, here at Daily Wisdom, we aim to provide value, so before I conclude this video, I want to share with you a bonus trick that is crucial to your financial success. Bonus trick: believe in yourself. While all the previous tricks will help you earn or save money from a practical standpoint, the rich not only believe that becoming rich is natural but believe that it is a right, and this self-esteem is the backbone of becoming rich. Stephen Siebold, author of the book, How Rich People Think, has studied hundreds of self-made millionaires and notes that world-class thinkers know that in a capitalist country, they have the right to be rich if they're willing to create massive value for others. After conducting hundreds of interviews, Siebold concluded that it wasn't a lack of desire that was holding the masses back from getting rich, but a lack of confidence in their ability to pull it off. In short, none of these psychological tricks will help you become rich if you don't believe you deserve to live your dream of a rich lifestyle. So, before you implement these 7 psychological tricks in your daily life, make sure your self-esteem is aligned with the ambitious financial goals you've set for yourself. Let us know about your practical experience regarding today's topic by writing it in the comments. And do not hesitate to ask questions, we will respond to the best of our ability. Do not forget to share your opinion with us and leave a comment. If you also leave a like, it would be great. Subscribe so you don't miss the next video.